Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today we're going to be taking on the Inferno stage of the new Demon Lord Guy's Onslaught event. Well, I guess it's not new, it came out a couple days ago, but we're getting to it now. And there are a few limitations to this stage. So if we take a look, we can only bring Adventurer, Shizu's Will, Ogre's Pride, Warrior's Mind, and Schemer units. Now, Schemer only has like 2 characters, so don't worry about that. Adventurer is, the whole Konosuba meta. So if you summon for that, you should have a fairly easy time doing this. Warrior's Mind also should have a fairly easy time. Shizu's Will does have a few units, but a lot of them are the kids. Ogre's Pride has a lot of options, so it's not really that bad of a list as long as you have some semblance of a team. And then certain characters also get a nice stat buff. Megamine, 15% attack, Darkness, Aqua, Cosma, Shizu, Summer Shizu, Light Shizu, Fresh-Faced Adventurer, I think that's Swimsuit Shizu. No, that's, no, that is the EX Wind Shizu. Anyways, there's a lot of options if you have them, and these are not bad teams except for Schemer. Missions, we have 9 turns and 11 turns or less, so that's not terrible. 5 alive 3 times, 2 attack skills, 2 orb change skills, or, equivalent, rewind, whatever, 2 body and spirit changing skills, the pointy star looking ones, and then 6 combo of blues, 6 combo of greens, and 250 skill points in 1 turn. So, a lot of these missions can be accomplished with the Konosuba team, as it stands, plus Fire Shizu. So she is getting the extra 8%. If we take a look at the skills, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magic skills. We do have 2 attack skills in both Aqua and Shizu, and we do have the body and spirit changing skill with Darkness's Taunt. So as long as you can use that twice, you'll get that mission done. This is a blue-focused team, so getting a full hand of blues will not be difficult. Getting a full hand of greens, on the other hand, maybe you can bring this team, but then bring like Frey or Guy or Shizu and just get that mission done quick and easy. And then 250 skill points. If you're stacking with Rimuru, then you will definitely be able to use 250 skill points in 1 turn. So this is the team. I've got not the standard supports because we can't use them, but if we click into the actual unit option choice, we have a lot. Benimaru, Light Rimuru, Shion, Valentine, Hinata, Goddess of Destiny Shizu, Water Rimuru, Dark Shion. So we have a lot of blue orb changers. We have almost the entire water team here, so like Hinata, Shion, or not, Hinata, Shuna, Shion, Water Rimuru. So we could easily get that done with the water team, 250 skill points. You just need to bring another unit that could get you to 250 points used. So there's a lot of options. We've got Carrion, Space Rimuru, Hakuro, Grucius, lots of options, and then everything down here it can't use. So it's not, I've seen worse stages with worse restrictions on one of these Octagram Demon Lord events. This isn't that difficult, especially if you have the Konosuba meta. So we're going to run that first, and it should get the job done, so let's get started. Alright, well, 2 things. One is that our starting hand is built for Special Converter, so Darkness can handle that. The new free-to-play Romerus can definitely handle that. Frey, free-to-play Soka. We can definitely have more than a few options that can do the Special Convert now. Wind Trainee can do that as well. She would, if you can use her. I don't know if you can, though. I don't think you can. But, she can do the convert. And also, I really wish they would let me turn this background off because it makes my game just unbearably slow, and I hate the lag. But what can you do about it? So here, we're going to bring in Megamine for Cosma, and then we will bring in Darkness for Shizu. And we'll go ahead and run this. This is the first mission done, full hand of blue, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now, hopefully, next turn doesn't screw me over. Okay, we took a cheeky counter for 100 and something damage. But Guy does slowly ramp up his damage because he keeps stacking his attack. I don't think we can actually orb change out of that because we don't have enough points. Yeah, we don't. Alright, well, unfortunate. We'll use the first stack. And I think we'll just send these greens, because we don't have enough to use this and Cosma. Yeah. Okay, so we'll send the greens, hopefully get them out of here. Hopefully we don't get 3 oranges next turn, but we probably will, because God hates me. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so after a while, Guy does start stunning you for 2 turns of one random unit, and it does get kind of annoying, because sometimes you just can't... Oh my god. Okay, alright. This is not the first time we've recorded this section, because RNG does not want to be my friend today. Can we get a good hand next turn? If we have enough points, that's a good hand. We do have enough points. Alright, cool. Thank the Lord. So we can do this and that. There we go. And we have 2 stacks of Rimuru coming. So now we're going to be up to 300% skill point gain. Now we can actually do something next turn, you know, on turn goddamn 5. So definitely not the best start, but thankfully you can just kind of quit out and then reset if you get unbearably awful RNG like I am getting right now, because turn 5 with not a lot used is not what you want to see. We have done enough orb changing to complete that magic changing mission. Now we need to start using Darkness Taunt a lot. Well, twice. Twice being a lot for me. But who does he stun? When does he stun, actually? I don't actually know. Alright, counter, sweet. Alright. I wonder if we taunt, will that automatically send his stun to her? Well, let's find out. Alright, so that's one body and spirit changing skill right there. Let's get a stack of Pierce Resistance down and force some Megamine ult. Let's go ahead and do this. We can use Megamine's Orb Change and then bring Cosma in for his Orb Change, and then we can have a full hand of blues, and then we'll look pretty good. So we'll take Megamine out, and then Cosma Orb Change in, and then someone will get stunned here. Whether or not it's Darkness is a different story. If she does get stunned, then we're still going to be down 1 usage of her skill, and we won't be able to use it for at least 2 more turns. So that is something else to keep in mind. Alright, another stack of his ult. Alright, so it does direct the stun to her. Thankfully, she does get extra defense, but she can't do anything right now. So, do we have enough points? Do we have 250? We have 260. But all our big time skills are 8, 16, and then 24. So we need to get a few more points out of this before we actually do anything. So we'll do this. 282 now. So this will allow us to use the 3 major buffs. Actually, well, everything? 8, 16, 24. We need 290 something. We are not there yet. But with this, actually, we can use 1 more stack. And then we can... No, she is still stunned. Jesus. Alright, well... And oh, look at that, we have no blue orbs. Who'da thunk? Let's get Aqua out of here. Let's get your orb change going. Alright. And then let's get you in here. And then we'll use Cosmo's orb change. Now, hopefully, he doesn't stun somebody else, because that would be horrifically tragic yet again. But now we'll definitely have enough points to use the 250, and it'll be turn 8, which is where we want to be. And let's find out. Actually, no, we won't be able to use that. Will we? We will. Okay, so let's use the taunt. There, that's the 2 taunts done, so we've gotten the body and spirit changing skill mission done. Let's get Darkness out of here. Let's then use the fire buff, so that's 1 attack skill. And then we'll bring Aqua in for Shizu. And then we'll use her pierce buff, and that is another attack skill. And then we have exactly enough to use everything else, and that's definitely over 240 or 250 points in 1 turn, while using 2 magic skills, 2 attack skills, and 2 body and spirit skills. And we pray to God that we can kill here. Because I think we can, but we don't have any Exalt, but we do have a full hand. And Cosma is fully buffed, so let's find out. Aqua. 126k. Megamine. 316. All right, there we go. So that should be every single mission done, except for doing it two more times with everyone alive, and then the full hand of greens. So let's check out the missions now that we've completed it, and then we'll come back with a different team. Yeah, okay, 2 more times and then a combo of greens. So let me build a new team and we'll come back. Alright, we're going to go back to a rather old team, the Water 2.0 team with Milim, Shion, Shuna, and Hinata, and Rimuru, and then we brought along Darkness for her turn 1 orb change. And because Hinata has the crit seal skill, which is also a body and spirit changing skill, we can use that twice, which is, also extra 5% stack of alt damage every time. Or we can use it once and Darkness as taunt, and that'll take care of those twos. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4... No, 1, 2, 3 attack changing skills and a bunch of magic skills. It's just that, again, this team is not really built for greens, if you noticed. So, could be an issue. Okay, so we're going to speed this clip up a bit because I recorded it. We're doing voiceover right now because I was just too done last night trying to get this event done with a few different teams. This is another blue stacking team, and realistically, there's not many options for a green team unless you do a stacking team, which will show off the next clip. But turn 2, however, we get lucky. Thankfully, we do have Rimuru and Shuna, which can guarantee that we can use both orb changes to actually get another full hand of blues, which is kind of important because this team does need 2 nukes, because Hinata is just not strong enough nowadays to really take care of business by herself. And also, we need to make sure that we have enough points to actually use 250 in one turn, because some things get expensive, and the 4 major buffs that you use here, being the ult and then both Shion's buffs, is only 165, right? So you're short almost 100 points still. And then you add in Hinata's skill, and that's 180, which means you still need 70 points to actually get that mission done. So we do also have to use Hinata's other skill, which is the crit seal, so we can do maximum damage against Guy, which is another 45 points. So realistically, you need every single attack buff, plus the 45 from Hinata, and that'll put you at... so we need 70, so another 35 points needed, right? Or 25 points needed, somewhere in there. 40, 30. I say 45 because we use it twice, right? Because we got to use 2 body and spirit changing skills. So 25 points. But then, we've used almost everything else at that point in the fight where it's a little bit more expensive than base cost. So you just have to make sure that you have enough to use over 250 points, which again on this kind of stacking team isn't hard because we're already capped out at 260. It's just kind of how your run goes. Now, what can really mess you up is that if one of your main orb changers gets stunned, you're kind of in a really bad spot, and that happens on turn 5. And unfortunately, I do leave it all up to chance, essentially. I take Rimuru out because he is the more important orb changer because he can do double duty, and we leave Shuna up front, so we're going to swap Hinata out for Darkness and then use Shuna's orb change, and hopefully she doesn't get stunned here. That way we can continue having our primary orb changers. Yes, Darkness is also an orb changer, but the special convert sometimes I don't need. Sometimes I need 2 oranges. And we do have a Shuna ult now, which is good. We have a Darkness ult, cool. He tries to stun Shion, and it misses, so we got lucky because we have the stun dodge bracelets on, so we hit that 10% chance of not actually being stunned. So here I'm trying to do math and being like, alright, do I have enough points to actually nuke? So, I believe that I do. However, what I should have done is I should have used Darkness's taunt as well as a 25-point skill. So, we kind of have to now make sure that we have enough. We have 75 points left, and we only have Rimuru. But that is enough, because I was at 300, and Rimuru will take us to 50 points less, which is 250 exactly. So we got fairly lucky there that the math worked out. So one last stack of Milim, and then we will nuke with Shuna and Hinata, and then use those 2 orbs. 149 for Shuna, and 247k for Hinata, and that is enough to take Guy down. I mean, it's a pretty, I would say, friendly team for people who have someone who did pull. Shuna and Shiana were both all in the, all the Summer Memories banners, so you probably pulled them if you summoned. Rimuru and Darkness are free. Milim and Hinata are the only major 2 units, but again, they're over a year old at this point. So chances are, if you have been playing, you may have them, and if not, then you're not going to play. You're not going to play Inferno then. But let's move on to the final team, which is a janky green-focused team. Okay, this is my green team. We've got Dark Veldora as the primary green stacking protector. He resets skill costs. He gives you extra magic attack every single time you use him up to a 70% cap, and he raises your skill cap by 45 points. We've got free-to-play Aaron as our primary orange orb changer. We've got Wind Shizu as a secondary backup single orange to green changer, but also stacking attack for World of Fantasy and Fount of Wisdom units. Alright, 15% until the end of battle, and all orbs get an extra 5% skill point bump every time you use it. So 5, 10, 15, 20% extra skill points is nice on a team that is a little skill cost hungry, and she's going to be buffing the attack of herself and Shuna, because Shuna is on World of Fantasy. So, Shuna with, 15, 30, 45%, etc. extra attack will do decent damage. Megumin is here for our turn 1 orb change and for the ult buff, and she's also magic, so if we do need to nuke, we can actually get her with her magic attack buff, which is only 25%, which will be overshadowed by Veldora, but she'll at least have the ult buff and the magic buff as a secondary backup damage dealer if we need her. Isis is here for the blue orb changing and the green buff, which is imperative that you use on a green focused team like this. And then Shuna has, her light attack buff. She technically has her crit damage buff, but no one here is giving her crit. So we are going off of pure magic and light damage only, and her attack stat. So no crit, no pierce, which is fine because he, again, is giving himself crit and pierce resistance. So I wanted to build this team. This took a few runs to actually get down to how I wanted it. But she can at least give herself the light magic or light attack buff, which is, just extra stuff on top of the other buffs that we're getting. And then she can also steal 3 orbs, which is going to be really good for getting her EX ult. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and pop this on. Now, turn 1, Megumin can handle the orb change. That's totally fine. I have no problems with that. I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit to 150. There we go. Alright, so we're going to start over. Megumin orb change. Fairly standard. I want to make sure that we leave Shuna in the back for turn 1, because I want to be able to steal 6 orbs on turn 2, because I don't know if we'll have enough points to do everything that we want to do with the green orb changing, so we're just going to leave it as is. Again, we kind of want to focus on getting Megumin's ult, but it's not nearly as important as getting Shuna's EX ult. And here we have 3 Aaron orbs, which is great. So, because Veldora resets skill costs, what we can do here is we can bring in Shuna, we can steal all of those, and we still have 23 points, which means we can use the attack stack from Shizu. Now, everyone up front has used a skill, which has now been reset by Veldora, so it's back down to normal cost. So that's really, really good, because it means Megumin's going to stay cheap-ish, the attack stacking buff is going to stay real cheap, and then we can still use the Shuna steal for, full potential, which we're going to do again. And another stack of the attack. And then we're going to use Veldora to, I think, reset that after we use the green buff from Isis. So we swapped out Megumin. We'll use this. Now we're at 40% extra magic damage. So we're going to use the ult here along with everything, because I don't want to leave just Shuna out there. We need extra damage, so a spare ult or 2 is not going to hurt you. We did 40k there. Not great, but we had 40% magic attack and 25% light attack and a few stacks of Shizu. So we will ramp up our damage, especially when we use Megumin's massive ult buff. But here, we're going to orb change as best as possible, except it didn't really work out. So we're going to bite the bullet, just send 5 greens. We'll use another stack of Shizu, because every time we use it, skill points will get extra, or orbs will get extra skill points. And then we'll reset all of that, and we'll go ahead and send this. This will get another Shuna ult, which is good, and we get 75 points back, which isn't, like, amazing, but it is enough to do what we need to do. And especially here, now, we have enough points, because everything has been essentially reset, to swap Shuna out, bring Isis in, and get a full hand of greens, which will finally get that goddamn mission done. Right? So 1 orb change, 2 orb change, 3 orb change. There's the full hand of green mission right here, and we get 134 points back from that. We're on turn 5, so he will begin stunning somebody here, and I think he stuns Isis, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So, what do I do here? I don't actually remember. Do I swap? Who do I swap out? I think we use Erin's orb change and then swap her away, is what I believe we do. Or we use Megumin's orb. Okay, we bring Megumin in first to see if we can get 3 orbs of somebody. Alright. So, this will be interesting. Megumin. Alright, so yeah, here we go. So we steal, we do another attack stack, we send the Shizu ult, and then the 4 Shunas. And these, since they're buffed greens and oranges, this should get us the EX ult for Shuna. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so then we got the EX ult, let's cut her ult out, and we still have the EX ult. So we're going to send this. Shizu will do some damage, 19.5. She's an AoE. She's not a primary damager. She does have the attack stacks, though, because she's giving it to herself, which is fine. But here on turn 6, we have 135 points. We only need so much, right, to use another stack of Shizu, which makes 5 stacks of Shizu now. And now we're going to use the light buff, and then we're going to use the alt buff, and use Veldora, and get all the buffs possible. So 5 stacks of Shizu, the 25% light buff, we're going to get the alt damage here, and then do I use... Yeah, okay, and then we bring in Erin, who does have her ult. She is a magic unit, so she will benefit from Veldora, and she's also getting the 80% ult damage here. And so we've got 2 ults and 3 follow-up orbs. Erin does 29k, Shuna does 255k. We didn't even need her follow-up orbs, but that is the, full hand of green team. This isn't really what I would consider free-to-play friendly. Veldora is still not in the general pool. He will be in the general pool when the anniversary hits. Erin and Isis are free-to-play, so that's nice. Shizu, I mean, she was on a few rerun banners for something. I can't remember. Oh, she was on the Adventurer. She was on the Konosuba banners, so you may or may not have pulled her. Megumin obviously was premium Konosuba, and a lot of people should have summoned for her. And then Shuna is the only outlier. She's relatively new, and she's quite powerful, and she's on a meta that some people didn't summon on, some people did. As far as substitutions on this team, I can't really think of any. I mean, Erin could be swapped out for maybe Sufia, if we can use her. Let me check real fast. Let me turn this off. Erin, who's another orange to green. Water Soe, he's physical, but he does have the orb change. He does cost more than Erin. Can we use Sufia here? No, we can't. Okay. So yeah, looks like Soe will be another converter in place of Erin. You are pretty necessary. You can bring Guy if you want instead. Just know that your primary damage users are going to be magic because we're using a magic buffing protector. So his crit will do nothing. but he can take care of the turn 1 orb change and can still give the ult buff. So if you have Guy instead of Megumin, you can bring him. Shizu is kind of necessary to buff up Shuna's attack. Isis is absolutely necessary for this stage because we need someone to buff Greens and someone to, you know, be the blue to green orb changer. We don't have access to Misery. We don't have access to Rain in here, so Isis is pretty much your only option. And then Shuna is pretty important. Hinata is physical. You know, Aqua and Kazuma are both magic technically, so you could bring them as single target nukers for this team. Who else could you bring? You could bring Hinata, Water Hinata. Technically, you could, but she is also missing a lot of damage from not having crit, and she's not an EX character, which means she will hit just much weaker than Shuna would. Bringing Water Shuna is just redundant and unnecessary. Space Shion's an AoE, you're not really built for this kind of stage. Yeah, I mean, you could try and bring, like, Light Hinata or something. Shuna is pretty important, though, as a single-target magic EX unit that we have access to, because, you know, the only other ones are the Konosuba ones. Or EX Miran, who's an AoE again. So, options are kind of limited for the nukers, and she is pretty self-sufficient in stealing orbs for herself to guarantee that we can get her EX ult. But yeah, that is Inferno of Guy's event. I just have to go back and clear out these other stages and other missions. But yeah, let me know what you guys used as far as teams for Inferno. You don't have to beat Inferno, right? You do get extra crystal rewards from doing the missions, but you can very easily parallel process the lower stages, and you can get everything important out of the shop. So don't feel, you know, locked into, I have to beat Inferno. If you can't, if you don't have the units, then clear Extreme, clear Master, farm that, and buy things out of the shop. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.